Look at my son that I brought to hospital alive. The guy was held this morning until the nurse came. He injected him 4 times. And I even tried to explain to her that this guy have not eaten. And moreover, last night that she administered that same drug to him, that the drug overreacted on him that made him throw up all that he ate yesterday. That she should hold on, let me give my son food before they will give him that drug, so that even if his energy, so that he will have. The nurse refused. Immediately, she gave my son 4 full syringe. She didn't even remove her hand. My son gave up the ghost.
Okay, I greet you guys. How are you guys doing? It's still your boy, Omekan Naibo. Today, I want to talk about something trending. And of course, I know you guys might have, come across the video, the one made by a man and the one made by a woman. But literally, I want to talk about a couple. That is a husband and a wife that lost their child. In the process of, I don't know if I should call it negligence of fake drugs administering to that child, or maybe probably unqualified nurse or doctors that attended to that child. I don't want to show the video because I don't like showing such a thing just to maintain the community standard, and I don't like exposing kids underage if I am not giving the consent or the approval by their parents. So, but in this case, this guy is late, he's dead. A boy of, I don't know, probably they said it's maybe 8 or 9. That the parents took him when he was running fever. He was running a temperature. They took him to the hospital in Lagos, Nigeria. And it happens that after injecting that guy, about 3 to 4 injections, so the guy died. After so many stories behind before he died, I don't want to go into it, but I want to say something here. We Africans, and we know what I'm about to say now, and I've been saying this regularly about my regular series and content I've been dropping on Facebook and the YouTube and so on and so forth, about the difference between a white man and a black man. See, people die everywhere, that is for sure. And people also die out of 1 or 2 mistakes in the hospital, that is for sure. But the rate people dies in Africa, in Nigeria, is like this. It's very, very big. Now, you and I know that we don't like going through the right source. 75 to 80% of blacks in the OG, they like going the short way, the shortcut. For example, when an African man buys maybe a refrigerator, there is always a manual book in that refrigerator. They don't go through those manuals. They don't read it. If they buy TV, they just go and plug the TV and start watching it. They don't go through the manual to know the current, the voltage, and so on and so forth, how the TV was built or constructed. Now, you and I know that there are so many students in their different professions and courses. Some pass those courses and exams not because they read or they studied, no, but because they have like one or two connection. Some use their body to pass exams. Some use their money, to buy things out. What am I saying? I will bring you guys back to an incident that happened to me. Why I'm making this video, you got to understand it in the process and related to my story. I could remember 2017, I traveled down to Nigeria, from Sweden down to Nigeria, with my family. And it happens that sometimes in the January 2017, my son was 2. My first son was 2. The second one was 8 months going to 9 months. And I can tell you that was the highest risk I have ever taken. Then the one that is 2 was running temperature. And we took him to a nearby hospital, very close to my, in fact, the hospital is in my village, built with a German standard. But getting to the hospital, they were trying to run all manner of tests. Of course, like someone that is a bit exposed and somehow a bit educated also, we decided to run tests before doing any other thing. They run the test, and they said he's running temperature. And they are going to do like 1 or 2 things, But it happens that they prescribed so many drugs, which I bought, I paid. And in the process of taking a sample before the test, it was a hell. Because I don't know the kind of nurses these people have. But we managed to exercise patience. They took the samples before the drugs. And my joy is this. Sometimes if you want to go into family, try to get someone that is educated, intelligent, smart, and also maybe beauty and other things can, if they are also included, fine, it is a plus. But knowledge. When my wife, went through those drugs given to us from the nurses, my wife studied those drugs, googled them, and because she's also familiar with, taking care of people, so she said, we are not going to give my son any of these drugs. We threw them away. We took my son back home and we did our own thing on our own way, and he's still living. Now, we know that so many nurses and doctors, they are not well qualified to be in that position they are. But because they have passion to be a nurse, or to be called a nurse, or to be called a doctor, so they went and they did everything they could to pass their exams, not minding the life of the people at stake. Majority of people dying in Africa are not the wish or the will of God. These are people being silently sent home. One, by the fake and the quack people that attended to them. They were not qualified. 2, they might administer fake or wrong drugs. Let me not use fake, maybe wrong drugs to those people. And they will take and die. The video of this young woman crying, she explained everything, how they gave the child the first injection, and he throws out everything he has in his stomach. And they gave him the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. And the child started going down gradually. And when she complained, they told her not to worry. Because there is a bond, there is a relationship, there is a connection between a mother and a child. She foresaw that thing coming and she complained and they told her to wait. And because she believed these are professionals, so she have no other choice than to listen to them. Now, I am making this video to let you all understand that we should be very, 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 very careful. One, the kind of hospital we go. Two, if you must give an injection or drugs, find out what type of drugs you are taking, what type of medicine you are taking. If a doctor must attend to you, try to find out if this person is really, really a verified and a qualified doctor or a nurse. We have lost so many in this process. Many has gone in this process. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that when those people that have money, the politicians, when they are sick, they fly abroad? Because they are not satisfied and they don't even trust the medical attention that will be given to them in that country. So they fly abroad. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that when so-called people that call themselves nurses and doctors, when they finish whatever blah, 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 blah studies in Nigeria, and they were opportune to move down to maybe Western world, Europe. Let me just use Europe. I don't know about America. Europe. Have you asked yourself why they will also undergo another nursing school in Europe? Why these people are the one already practicing in Nigeria? These people have already started practicing, giving people injection, giving people medicine, drugs, attending to people. But when they travel down to Europe, Western world, no hospital will employ them or even allow them to attend to a single patient, even an animal. They will ask them to go and study again. Doesn't that tell you how unsure they are about your knowledge back home? Some will engage in going into maybe 2 years course again here. If you are lucky, some in the process drop. Not everybody that studied medicine or is a nurse in Nigeria moved down to a Western world and succeeded being that nurse. Some dropped it because they could not. The challenges were much because these are people that valued human's life. I'm not saying that people doesn't lose their loved ones in Europe. No, it happens. But the rate is very, very low. Have you asked yourself why when they are in Europe, they undergo maybe 2 or 3 years course? If they succeed, they become a nurse. If they didn't, you see them, they ended up being a cleaner or doing all manner of other jobs anyway. Jobs are jobs, or. But we should be very, 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 very careful. You know, if you lose your loved ones, you understand the pain this woman and her husband are going through now. If you lose your loved ones, you understand that what this woman is asking now is justice. I'm making this video so that it will also go viral, so that she will get justice for the late child. Now she was trying to take a step and she realized that these people maybe have connection more than her. And they told her she could go anywhere she wished to. This is someone that just lost her child. And you are addressing her that way. You are not giving her any reasonable answer. She deserves to know what happened to the child. She is demanding for justice and answers. What exactly happened? And for you out there, you mother, you father, you parents, when you go to a hospital, try to find out what is wrong with your child. Run a proper test. And if you are so skeptical about the test or the result of the drugs, of the injection that was about to administer to your loved ones, please, you have a right to ask questions. Don't just say because they are professional. These people, I am telling you, Omega Naibo is telling you categorically that these people, majority of them, got to that position because probably they might have used their body to get to that position. Probably they might have used their money to get to that position. Probably they might have used their connection and contact to get to that position. Probably maybe the owner of that hospital knows their father. So you should be very, very wise. Life has no duplicate. When you are gone, you are gone. Think about the politicians that travel whenever they are sick. And also think about those nurses, so-called nurses that got admission or got employment or was opportune to travel Europe while they restudied again for the couple of maybe a year or 2 years or 3 years before they could be allowed to even carry this pan that they used to put some injection, a kind of an assistant nurse first. Because the Europeans, the white people, valued life more than the blacks. This is another chapter of the difference between a white man and a black man. I am Omeka Naibo, aka Orechakoloma. Please, let's give justice to that little child. And let's provide answers to the questions asked by his parents. Thank you guys very much. I still remain your boy Omeka Naibo. Orechakoloma. Kemesiam.